just likes hanging out, being a panda.
With intern Louie, that's this week's edition of Lola's Lowdown. Hey, maybe that's something Louie could do.
Yeah, a little painting on the side. That's our time for now. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay warm. News 3 at 5 starts right after this.
Right now at 5, Beloit is another step closer to getting a casino. Hear how many jobs it could bring to Rock County.
A lack of parking in downtown Baraboo is becoming a problem for Sauk County employees. What the city says needs to be done.
And with the recent snowfall and the colder temps, one area ski resort says it'll be open tomorrow. We'll have the details.
This is News 3 at 5.
Thanks for staying with News 3. Beloit city officials are ecstatic tonight, a day they've been waiting for 6 years.
The federal government pushes a proposed Ho-Chunk casino one step forward, meaning that construction could start as soon as next year. Rose Schmidt traveled to Rock County to tell us the hurdles that lie ahead.
The cars going down I-90 are seeing an empty, snow-covered field right now. But in 2 years, they could be seeing a resort as the Beloit Casino gets one step closer today.
It is a very good day in Beloit.
It's a project people in Beloit have been talking about for what seems like forever.
The public has been overwhelmingly supportive of this project. Even the concept has been in play for over 20 years.
An application from Beloit and the Ho-Chunk tribe was stalled with the federal government, but now the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs is finally giving a nudge toward approving it. City Manager Lori Luther is over the moon.
We've been waiting on this piece for about 6 years, so it's pretty monumental to get this far.
The plans include a 40,000 square foot indoor water park, slots, tables, and 300 hotel rooms, the sixth facility the Ho-Chunk Nation operates. But members of the tribe say this one is special.
This community here was once our home. We had a village right along the Rock River here, just a few miles south of where we're at right now. And for us, this is almost like a homecoming.
Colin Price sees it as an investment in the community. The tribe plans to pay the city $3.5 million annually, with another $1.5 million going to Rock County.
That's 1,500 jobs that we desperately need here in Beloit.
About 80% of them going to members outside of the tribe. Now, Ho-Chunk members know that not everyone likes to gamble or wants a casino in their area, but they're hoping there will be something there for everyone.
But what we're trying to do is create an amazing destination experience for people that want to come out and have some fun.
In the next 60 days, the city of Beloit and the tribe will be holding a public hearing. In Beloit, I'm Rose Schmidt for WISC News 3.
If the federal government gives final approval, the deal heads to the governor's desk. Governor-elect Tony Evers previously said he would sign that deal. Today, his campaign team told News 3 he will carefully review the application and listen to all sides involved to ensure a fair consideration.
Well, as predicted, there was some snow on the ground when we all got up this morning. Now for a look to the weekend, here's Gary in the Weather Center.
And as predicted, it really didn't amount to that much. Most areas had less than an inch of snow, but we did get some snow that stuck to the grass nonetheless. As we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see The clouds thinning out a bit this afternoon. There's another little batch of snow showers and flurries coming down from the north and west. Some of this not reaching the ground, but expect the possibility for some flurries yet tonight. Visibility is right now here in Madison around 10 miles, but notice Camp Douglas down to 1.25 mile visibility and a brief heavier snow shower there. Low temperatures this morning started out in the upper teens to the lower 20s. High temperatures today only around the freezing mark here in Madison. We didn't even hit 32. 31 was the best we could do. And current temperatures have dropped into the lower 20s with a few upper teens to our north and west. And wind chills now are in the single digits and teens above zero. By tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to be down into the upper teens. We'll look for the flurries to end. Skies will be sunny tomorrow morning, then turn cloudy in the afternoon. Our high temperature topping out at 33. That's your first alert forecast.
All right, thank you, Gary. A Wisconsin community paid its respects during a funeral service for a 9-year-old girl who was killed in a hit-and-run crash last week. Jana Kelly was one of 4 people killed as a Girl Scout troop was picking up trash along a highway in Lake Hallie on Saturday. Friday's funeral was held at the Chippewa Valley Bible Church. Funerals have also been held for the other victims as well. Police say 21-year-old Colton True huffed computer keyboard cleaner before driving and hitting the girls and a mother who was with them. He is now charged with 11 different counts related to their deaths.
A Rock County man accused of stabbing a man over the summer in Janesville has been arrested. Janesville police said investigators had been looking for 28-year-old Shedrick Baldwin of Beloit. This was in connection with the July stabbing investigation, and according to the report, the victim was stabbed in the 1800 block of Green Forest Run. This was back on July 16th. A detective determined Baldwin was the attacker, and today police received information Baldwin was living in Racine. As he was leaving a home there, he was arrested. Baldwin is facing a charge of attempted first-degree intentional homicide and a probation violation. 2 teens suspected in a shooting on Madison's north side yesterday are now in custody. Madison police responded to the report of a shooting on Northport Drive near North Sherman. 2 men shot at a vehicle, hitting the trunk and back seat. Nearly a dozen shell casings were recovered. No injuries were reported. K-9 officer Bowie was able to track one of the suspects from the scene over a fence, through backyards to the thick brush where he was hiding behind a home. 19-year-old Brent Hinman Ali of Cottage Grove and 19-year-old Gregory Henley of Madison were both taken into custody. Both men arrested on suspicion of 3 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety with a firearm and bail jumping. This incident caused Lakeview Elementary School officials to hold some students inside briefly while police searched for those suspects.
A Madison man was arrested on several counts of heroin delivery following a traffic stop. Madison police say after 40-year-old Dwayne Phillips was taken into custody near his South Thompson Drive residence after the Dane County Narcotics Task Force and Madison Police SWAT teams searched Phillips' apartment with a warrant. Cell phones, documents, and more than $2,100 in cash were among the items seized. Phillips is facing 3 counts of delivery of heroin.
Fitchburg Mayor Jason Gonzalez was publicly reprimanded by the state Supreme Court yesterday. It was determined Gonzalez had committed professional misconduct as an attorney for 2 of his former clients. The complaint filed against Gonzalez in November 2016 listed 9 counts of alleged misconduct. The court ordered Gonzalez pay about $9,700 to the Office of Lawyer Regulation within 60 days. Gonzalez's license to practice law has not been suspended.
Downtown Baraboo has a thriving downtown area, and that's a very good thing for the most part.
But plenty of workers and visitors means parking can be quite the hassle. Our Madeline O'Neill back from Sauk County tonight with what's being done about a lack of spots there. Maddie?
Eric and Susan, hundreds of people work in downtown Baraboo, including about 300 Sauk County employees. But the parking lot for Sauk County's West Square building has 150 spaces. And area business owners like Spa Serenity's Lacey Steffes worry that workers parking in public spots makes it harder for customers. She says the parking problem is both a blessing and a curse.
The alternative is our stores could be empty and we could have lots of parking. Which would not be good either. So I think it's a challenge that we need to work with our merchants, our county, and the city all together. And I think everyone's really committed to that.
The county did an internal analysis on parking, which recommends encouraging carpooling and bike riding among employees, parking in city lots instead of in front of businesses, and adding more signs for public parking lots around downtown. Coming up at 6, we'll take a look at how the city, county, and business owners are working together to solve this and the possibility of a $1.25 million expansion to the county parking lot.
Madeline O'Neill in our news center tonight. Maddie, thank you.
Wisconsin Governor-elect Tony Evers is calling on Republicans who control the state legislature to stop trying to weaken the power of his new office before he takes over in January. Evers issued a statement yesterday, one day after Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said that he would be open to limiting Evers' power. Senate Republicans met privately yesterday to discuss the issue. Democrats say they'd like to move past the political bickering.
We have a lot of work to do. Our schools need funding, our roads need fixing. We are here, Democrats are ready to get to work for the people of the state of Wisconsin, not more of these political shenanigans that don't benefit the people.
Evers says he is committed to working together with both Democrats and Republicans on issues including health care, education, infrastructure, and other priorities. The state GOP has not been specific about what they would consider changing.
Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign is officially underway now. A start of the season celebration was held at Metro Market on Cottage Grove Road to kick off the campaign. A goal of $525,000 has been set that the Salvation Army staff says is necessary to maintain the services they provide.
So it's the easiest thing to do is just pick up some bells, ring for a couple hours, and you've raised money to support a mother and her child in the shelter for 3 nights. And you didn't even know you did that. You were just holding bells. It's the best thing.
Salvation Army still looking for bell ringers at their 71 locations across Dane County. About 75% of the shifts still need to be filled in order for them to reach their goal. The campaign runs through Christmas Eve with shifts from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you'd like to help be a bell ringer, head to ringbellsdane.org.
The Dane County Farmers Market outdoor season wraps up tomorrow. Producers say this has been an average year for them financially, noting good sales, reasonable weather, and steady crowds for the first half of the year in particular. Market manager Sarah Elliott says vendor attendance hit its high mark this year. An average of 150 vendors line the square during the summer months. Anywhere from 50 to 75 vendors could be at tomorrow's market, the final one of the year. Last chance to get your spicy hot cheese bread. But as usual, those vendors are expecting their most devoted customers to come out one last time to stock up on some Wisconsin staples.
You wouldn't think cheese in Wisconsin would be anything special, but customers appreciate the specialty cheeses, and that's kind of what every cheesemaker here does, something a little bit different, and everybody has their niche, and it works out well for everybody.
Next Saturday, November 17th, the market moves indoors to the Monona Terrace for the start of the holiday market season. That market runs every Saturday except the one after Thanksgiving through December 22nd, the Saturday before Christmas.
And with this first snowfall we've seen, the cooler temperatures in the forecast Tyrol Basin hoping to be open tomorrow. Nathan McGree, the general manager at Tyrol, says they've been making snow now for 30 hours straight. They'll continue right into Saturday morning. Right now, they're using 600 gallons of water a minute to make that snow. He says skiers and snowboarders are getting anxious to hit the slopes.
We had about 80 calls yesterday about, are you open Saturday? So the public knows, they're watching. We have a live camera on our Facebook too, so they can click on there and watch what's going on out here at any time. So they know we're making snow, and they're excited to be out here.
Tyrol Basin has not said what the hours will be tomorrow. They'll be releasing details about opening tomorrow on their Facebook and their Instagram pages. More to come on News 3 at 5 up next. At least 5 people are dead. Mandatory evacuations are underway in Northern California as those wildfires continue to spread.
And we're learning more about the gunman who killed 12 people at a California bar, what officials say he did during the attack.
And a quick check of Wall Street. The markets take a dive to close the week. The Dow off 202 points. The Nasdaq falls 124. The S&P drops 26. We'll be right back. Massive, fast-moving fires have chased now more than 100,000 people from their homes out in California.
50-mile-per-hour winds are fanning the flames of several of the fires. About 6,000 firefighters are trying to contain them. The largest is burning across Butte County in Northern California. The so-called Camp Fire has already wiped out the entire town of Paradise, destroying at least 1,000 structures and killing 5 people that were trapped in their cars.
It's just devastating. What you take for granted every day, being able to come home and rest your head on a bed, it's gone.
California is asking 6 states to send help. The dry, windy forecast is expected to make their efforts dangerously difficult.
We're learning more about the gunman who killed 12 at a California bar earlier this week. A law enforcement official says Ian David Long had Facebook and Instagram accounts that he had posted about his mental state and whether people would believe he was sane. Authorities haven't determined a motive. The official said investigators are looking at possibilities, including whether the gunman believed his former girlfriend would be at that bar. Long shot and killed 12 people. Authorities believe he then killed himself.
After weeks of promising executive action on immigration, President Trump signed a proclamation today to prohibit illegal immigrants who cross the southern border from seeking asylum. The proclamation expires in 90 days and specifically targets the caravans of Central Americans making their way through Mexico toward the U.S. After signing the proclamation, the president once again called on Democrats to help pass new immigration laws.
People can come in, but they have to come in through the ports of entry, and that to me is a very important thing.
Now we can talk about how we can come together and put together bipartisan, comprehensive immigration reform.
The American Civil Liberties Union has already filed a lawsuit against President Trump's asylum proclamation.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is out of the hospital today after fracturing 3 ribs when she fell in her office earlier this week. A court spokeswoman said the 85-year-old justice is doing well and plans to work from home today. The Supreme Court's oldest justice, she has previously survived 2 bouts with cancer and a heart procedure to have a stent placed in her right coronary artery. Ginsburg said in July she hopes to stay on the bench past 2020.
Let's head out to the weather patio now for a look at the weekend forecast. Hi, Gary.
Hi, it is cold out here, and the winds are blowing too. That doesn't help things. It adds to the chill, and wind chills right now are in the teens, in some cases even the single digits. Let's start out by taking a look at the snow totals from the weather system that came through last night. A little closer to Lake Michigan, that's where the amounts are a little bit heavier. 2.5 inches in Racine, a little over 2 inches in Janesville, but the rest of southern Wisconsin generally around an inch or so, and we're still seeing some snow showers and flurries moving through. Shouldn't amount to very much for tonight, but they do extend back into southeastern Minnesota, so you can expect them off and on at least through about midnight or maybe a little bit thereafter. If you look at pinpoint visibilities, though, most areas, even receiving the snow, seeing visibilities in the 5-mile range. Eau Claire right now down 1.75 miles, but for the most part, the snow generally light or brief, and if it does have a little heavier intensity. Visible cloud track shows the breaks in the clouds, allowing those snow showers and flurries to develop. But the temperature trend over the last 24 hours, you can see yesterday our temperature stayed nearly steady the entire day in the lower 30s. We dropped into the 20s overnight, and then we struggled back up to around 30 this afternoon, and now those temperatures are dropping off again. In fact, a live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison shows partly cloudy skies, and that's allowing the heat to escape from the ground. High temperature today, 31, but the low temperature is the current reading of 23. Skies are partly cloudy, winds out of the west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. That drops the wind chill in Madison to 14 degrees. Snow potential from the computer models. This is through Sunday evening. This is for additional snowfall that will fall tonight and tomorrow night. Might be a couple of inches in northern Wisconsin, but north and east of Madison, maybe a half inch or so. South and west of Madison, probably just some flurries. Temperatures right now, though, pretty cold. Milwaukee's still hanging on at 30. Everybody else has dropped into the 20s with a few teens up in north central Wisconsin, and much of Minnesota north of the Twin Cities already seeing temperatures in the teens. Look at that jet stream just howling in from the north across Minnesota and Iowa, and then swinging around through our part of the Midwest. That's what's spinning up those snow showers. But we still have a pretty good temperature contrast where temperatures are in the 80s down near the Gulf Coast and in the teens up near the U.S.-Canadian border. So that sets up an energetic jet stream with showers and thunderstorms to the southeastern part of the country, and then lake effect snow showers showers in the colder air through the Midwest and northeastern portions of the country. One cold front has already swept off to the east. The second one coming through with some snow showers right now. And those temperatures already in the teens as far south as southern Nebraska. So very cold weather just to our north and west. Future track shows the clouds eventually thinning out late tonight. We'll see sunshine tomorrow morning, and then the clouds come back in the afternoon. And then the next patch of snow showers mainly stays up to the north of us. So I think the better chances of snow tomorrow night will be north of Madison, and even then, just some light snow showers and flurries. Sunday, we'll see some breaks at times in the clouds, but temperatures will be on the cold side. Windy and colder tonight. Some scattered flurries. Low temperature dropping to 19. Tomorrow's high temperature only 33 with sunny skies in the morning, more clouds in the afternoon. On future track, you can see those snow showers and flurries moving through tonight. Then skies clearing out by morning with low temperatures in the upper teens. High temperatures tomorrow, lower 30s. Morning sunshine moving, giving way to afternoon clouds. Tomorrow night, a few snow showers, mainly north of Madison. Low temperatures dropping into the lower 20s. And then Sunday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. High temperatures mid to upper 30s. But as we take a look at the snowfall amounts again, about a ½ inch or less, mainly north and east of Madison. 7 to 10 day forecast keeps those temperatures very cold through the weekend and the first half of next week. Highs only in the upper 20s by Tuesday, but then we rebound back into the upper 30s to the lower 40s through next weekend, and maybe closer to 50 by Monday of the following week. As we take a look at first alert traffic on this Friday afternoon, we have slowdowns on the Beltline. That's at the Beltline camera at Park Street. You can see in the westbound direction there, traffic moving a little bit slower than the eastbound direction. But eastbound, we're seeing delays from around West Broadway to near Fish Hatchery Road. Westbound, the delays from Fish Hatchery at least through West Broadway. Right now, about 20 minutes in the eastbound direction, 22 minutes in the westbound direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison, just shy of a half hour down to Janesville on I-3990, 17 minutes out to Sauk City on US 12, and 16 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue, US 151. That's your first alert traffic.
All right, thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. The FDA hoping to crack down on a certain kind of product that is popular with teens. I'll tell you what it is after a short break. The Food and Drug Administration is set to crack down on sales of flavored e-cigarette products, claiming they're highly addictive and have become hugely popular with minors.
The FDA confirms reports that say it could take action as soon as next week. Anna Werner has more.
In September, the FDA set a 60-day deadline for several major e-cigarette companies to prove they could keep e-cigarettes away from kids. The one called Juul holds more than 70% of the e-cigarette market share overall and has become overwhelmingly popular with minors. Experts say flavored products like mango and fruit particularly appeal to young people. Now, Commissioner Scott Gottlieb plans to ban sales of most flavored e-cigarettes in 2 places: convenience stores and gas stations. The restriction would reportedly not apply to mint flavors because menthol cigarettes are sold. He's also considering online restrictions, including having age verification requirements for those sales. Advocacy groups looking to protect teens told me last night they're pleased to see what they call first steps from the FDA, but pointed out that this move will not affect mint flavor, and they're worried that kids may just switch over to that flavor. We reached out to Juul about these new possible restrictions, but the company has not yet offered any comment. Anna Werner, CBS News, New York.
And stay with us. We'll have one more check of your forecast in just a moment.
On tonight's CBS Evening News, we're going to have the latest on 2 big fires growing with frightening speed in California. A friend of the Thousand Oaks gunman who was at the bar when he opened fire speaks out. And how one stranger's nosiness saved a woman's life. Steve Hartman on the road tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Chilly weekend on the way?
Yeah, some flakes of snow out there. I was just in the backyard. I saw a few flurries coming down, and you can see them off and on. Visibility is right now still in pretty good shape, other than Camp Douglas, a little bit lower up there. But look at these temperatures. 20s and teens right now. It feels like teens and single digits, and those temperatures are going to stay cold through much of next week till the end of the week. A little bit warm up there.
We'll see you in 30 minutes for News 3 at 6. CBS Evening News is next.